Mom, I think I'm pregnant with Fred. And so, Wendy Fredericks was in fact pregnant with a little embryo known as Fred. You know, Dad suggested abortion. He said, what about birth control? Mom said no. You know, I'm not gonna do any of this stuff. I've got a living being in my body, and I'm not gonna cut it out. Fred's dad said, you don't have a living being in your body. Fred is not even conscious yet. He's just like a fucking cell split. Like it's nothing. Don't worry about it. You know, Mom said, I'm sorry, but that's what I have to do. I'm gonna have a natural birth underwater. Dad said, what the fuck do you mean natural birth underwater? He said, well, I'm gonna submerge myself in the hot tubs, you know, like one of those big tubs. And I'm gonna I'm just gonna have a baby under there. And you know, the doctor wears like a snorkeling mask. Snorkeling mask! He's going to be wearing a snorkeling mask as he brings your baby into the world. Yes, dear, he's gonna wear, you know, he's gonna be under there, and it'll be very natural because, you know, when he's in my body, he's submerged in water, and I think it's only fair, you know, that when he gets out of the body, he's submerged in water. You know, Dad couldn't believe this, and he said, you know, okay, honey, you know, whatever you want, we'll do it. I don't really care, you know, you can give birth to him just as long as you give birth to him, you can do it any way you want. Times rolled past. The days rolled by. The days rolled by, and Mom was getting really swollen around the abdominal area, and she was pregnant. Mama was pregnant with Fred. 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 Mama was pregnant. She didn't know what to do. She put on her shoes and went to the supermarket to get some. Convulsions! I'm having convulsions! I think I'm pregnant! I think I'm having a baby! Get over here real quick! It's a boy! 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 Mrs. Fredericks, I'm pleased to pronounce that you have just given birth to a 6.5-pound Caucasian male boy named Fred! Well, I don't like that name. I don't care! His name has to be Fred. He's one of those Fred kind of people, you know? And so little Freddie was born on that day, August 6, 1983. Why 1983? Because he was warping around the galaxy. And we decided to land on the planet Earth in 1983. And so, Freddy did arrive in Mrs. Frederick's ovary glands in 1983. Freddy was small. Should I explain Freddy? Freddy was small. Freddy was white and male and Caucasian, and he had brown hair. And his parents always, used to say, "He's such a cute child." Well, one day, Freddy learned how to walk. And the next day, Freddy learned how to talk. And the next day, Freddy learned to play bocce ball. Freddy was one of those gifted kind of people. Freddy liked to get into things. He's the kind of baby that would go and get like latex paint from the closet, open it up, pry it open with quarters and stuff, and pour it over his head and say, "Mommy, Mommy, this doesn't feel good." Mom would say, "Oh no!" Freddy was smart. Freddy was smart, but he did these things anyway. Home from work and say, "Freddy, let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. And we'll take the dog for a walk, and we'll just walk the dog around the house. And Freddy liked this, and Freddy liked the trees, and Freddy liked the birds, and Freddy liked the bees." Then it happened. Freddy broke his arm. And Freddy broke his arm. Freddy broke his arm. They had to take him to the hospital. They said, "Mom, my arm hurts real bad." And the doctors came out about 2 hours later, and they said, "Mrs. Frederick, your son's arm is gone!" No. Frederick's handicapped. Shit. Fred can't do anything normal now. He's 4 years old and he's got one arm. Fred came out of the hospital ward. He said, "What are you looking at, Mom? Dad? So what? I've got one arm. What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. I'm still a human being, aren't I?" And Mom said, "No, you're never gonna be a human being. You've got one arm. You're an amputee or you're a mutant." This hurt Freddy's feelings real bad. 4-year-old Freddy, he got real smart like, and he learned to talk real good like, and he learned to think real good like, and he knew about everything. When he was 5 years old, he knew everything. I am a monkey. I am a fly. Paper swatting the reeds of love. He became a rock and roll star. That's later. So Freddy went into school great teacher, Mrs. Fredericks. And it was really funny because, his mother had the last name in. They would never know who they were talking about. And all the kids, they laughed at him. And he killed them. He didn't physically kill them, he mentally killed them because he was so insanely intelligent. So he went to a juvenile institution for a couple of years. And there he wrote all kinds of poetry like, see the leaves on the trees, they're shriveled and brown because they don't know how to live life because they never got the chance because they had their arm amputated when they were 4 years old. Freddie got out of the juvenile home about a year or so, and he went back to school. And he got into surfing music. I don't know. It was just this kind of thing he got into. He got into like blues and soul and surfing music. Not what everybody else wanted to hear, just what he wanted to hear. And they all laughed at him because he had one arm and he listened to surfing music. And at that time, it wasn't cool to listen to music like it is now. So Freddie went through school, he cooperated with society. He did all of his work, he did all the shit, he didn't flunk anything. And then, he was going into 8th grade or something. There was this new girl in school. And they always talked because, she seemed kind of smart. And Freddie kind of liked her. And she went out. She said, Freddie, will you go out with me? Freddie said, yes! 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 After 5 years of heartache, I will go out with you. Fred! Well, that night, Freddie said, why don't we go to the movies or something? We'll see a movie or something. And she said, yeah, sure, that seems nice. So he picked her up. Picked her up that night. Picked her up that night at her house. Hi, Francis. Katrina. Ducky. Telephone operator. What movie were you thinking about? Well, I wanted to go see Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, I heard that was good. It's kind of hard to change gears when you have one arm. She didn't think it was that funny, And she said, I don't think you're that funny! Fred said, I don't care if you don't think I'm that funny. Why don't you shut the fuck up? I don't think you should treat me that way, Freddie. I mean, I'm just a date. Just shut the fuck up. At that point, Freddie did something that he shouldn't have done. That would affect him for the rest of his life. He committed a sin of the worst kind. A sin that Adam and Eve wouldn't think about doing.
mother and her father filed for contempt of court. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Freddie drove home real fast. He went to his bedroom and he ducked under the covers, 'cause he knew that it would catch up with him sooner or later. And that evening, the police came to Freddie's house and Freddie's mom said, "Freddie, come on, it's too much. This isn't funny anymore." So, you know as well as I do what happened to Freddie at that point. Freddie went to prison. Freddie was in 8th grade and he went to prison, yes. And he stayed there until he was 35 years old. Freddie got raped in prison. It was really disgusting. I wasn't there, I'm glad. So Freddie came out about 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Let's see. It was 12,003. He got out of prison. And the world was changing around him. And the people there were rearranging. And life didn't seem to be as happy, and his parents were old and decrepit. Anyway, when Freddie got out, he was going through all kinds of cultural shocks, He didn't know one thing from the other thing. He would jump out, he would buy a white suit, he would climb a tree, he would jump off the tree, he would come down, he would go to the supermarket, he would buy a mango, he would eat the mango, he would say, "Look, tomato, it's a fruit, it's a fruit, it's a berry, it's a berry." People watched him on the street, they didn't know what to think of this man. They had their thick polyester bell-bottoms on, and they said, "Who is this man? Who is this man?" And they all had French accents. Everybody in the world had French accents. "He's this man who calls himself Freddie." Well, you know as well as I do that Freddie couldn't take all of this. And so Freddie started to sell. Or actually, Freddie opened up. Freddie opened up. No. He opened up. Suspense. 1, 2, 1. He opened up a bass guitar store, and then he died. And it was horrible. And he was dead, and he had this open bass guitar store, and he had all these bass guitars in there, and he didn't know what to do. He was dead. What else can I say? His heart stopped beating, his blood started coagulating. His family had long been gone out of oblivion, And it was just over. It was all over. There's nothing more to say, I'm sorry. It was interesting. I had to explain this to you because it's Fred lives these things, it's different people live these different lives, different checkerboards of the imagination. And nobody really knows what probability, what chance, which anything to choose, It's just pillows in a cosmic forest of trilogies. And I don't know how to explain these things, and I just say, "Hey, I'll pick Fred. We didn't even want to record this fucking thing. Smersh made us." No, that's not true. Shut up. I wanted to record this because, I did feel the need to to go down tracks of life. and actually discuss everything.
I personally hated Fred. I thought he was a fucking asshole.
No, Fred lived a good life. Yes, I am sorry. Is this over yet? How long do we have? So, Fred was buried that evening, and they gave him like a $25,000 funeral, and I don't know who paid for it. But, he was in a concrete chamber slab, in those little concrete tomb things, and slowly he rotted away and died, but it couldn't help the earth because it was in concrete, it was sheltered in concrete. From Dean Ween and Gene Ween, we'll always remember you, Fred. Always. You'll never die. Bye.
This is about Edgar, the human with a head. The lies, the loves, the many myths, the huge boulders he carried on his shoulders. Edgar, the man. Edgar was human. Edgar was Edgar was an egger. He was a spoiled sore on the map of human flesh. How to describe Edgar? God, what a question. Edgar was huge. Edgar was a human frame upon which many things were built. Among them, small condominiums of fur, little wheel-like things that would wrap around his neck. I guess it was his neck. No one could tell. Edgar was incredible. We were proud of him, and yet we hated his guts. Edgar was incredible. Edgar, I'm repeating myself already, but god damn it, so would Edgar.
What's your name? I don't suppose he has a name. He's so young. I don't think he belongs to anybody.
Well, then we have to give him a name.
You mean we can keep him?
Well, he has no home. We can't put him out in the streets, can we?
Oh, Charles, I was hoping we let him stay.
Of course. He must have a name.
was that kind of man. Edgar was more than flesh. Edgar was like, I don't know, he was like a big bridge on which mud was carried. He could swear on the word. He had tremendous skills. This man was, I don't know, I don't even know how to put it in words. But, oh, just thinking about Edgar, I get chills. Edgar was a human frame upon which many things were built. Among them, small condominiums of fur, little wheel-like things that would wrap around. Yes, it was. No one could tell. Edgar was, God, Edgar was incredible. We were proud of him, and yet we hated his guts. Edgar was incredible. Edgar, well, you know, I'm repeating myself already, but goddamn it, so would Edgar. Edgar was that kind of man. Edgar was more than flesh. Edgar was like, I don't know, he was like a big bridge upon which mud was carried. He could swear his words. He had tremendous skills. This man was, I don't know, I don't even know how to put it in words, but just thinking about Edgar, I get chills. No doubt about it. Edgar was more than human. Edgar was more than human. Edgar was, well, Edgar used to hide things under the flaps of his skin. And he would give people $5 to find them. People found this disgusting and rude, but I was fascinated because Edgar just knew it all. After it rained, Edgar would shave the tires of his car. He said this would prevent moss melting. Edgar was really crazy. Edgar. Lord love it, Edgar. I'm trying to remember the first time I met him. I've asked other people. They can't remember. It's really strange. But it's like we've always known him. It's like Edgar lived inside of us. I know, it's corny, but this is true. Edgar was more than true. Edgar was a golden human robot. That's right, as in robot, but without the row. He was a Hubot. Edgar, oh. huge boulders he carried on his shoulders. Edgar, the man. Edgar was human. Edgar was human. Well, Edgar was a spoiled sword on the map of human flesh. How to describe it? God, what a question. Edgar was huge. Edgar was a human frame upon which many things were built. Among them, small condominiums of food, little wheel-like things that wrap around. No one could tell. Edgar was incredible. We were proud of Edgar, and yet we hated his guts. Edgar was incredible. Edgar, well, you know, Petey might, but goddamn it, so would Edgar. Because Edgar was that kind of man. Edgar was more than flesh. Edgar was like, I don't know, he was like a big bridge upon which mud was carried. He could thinking about Edgar, I get chills. No doubt about it. Edgar was more than human. Edgar was more than human. Edgar was, well, Edgar used to hide things under the flaps of his skin. And he would give people $5 to find one. People found it just disgusting and rude. But I was fascinated because Edgar just knew it all. After it rained, Edgar would shave the tires of his car. He said this would prevent blood. Edgar was really crazy. Edgar, oh Edgar. Lord love Edgar. I'm trying to remember the first time I met him. I can't. I've asked other people. They can't even. It's really strange. But it's like we've always known. Like Edgar lived inside of us. Edgar was more than true. Edgar was a golden human bot. That's right, Edgar. As in robot, but without the rub. He was a human. Edgar, oh. Damn you, Edgar. I was there at Stillwater. This is about
All I could do was
the human
to set
form,
myself to the task of concealing the
the
body.
lies, the loves, the many myths, the huge boulders he carried on his shoulders. Edgar, the man. Edgar was human. Edgar was even, well, Edgar was,
I managed to dislodge a section
he
of
was
bricks near the
a
chimney
spoiled sword on the map of human flesh.
the body. Then
How to describe Edgar? God, what a question. Edgar was huge. Edgar was a human frame upon which many things were built. Among them, small condominiums of fur, little needle-like things that wrap around. No one's going to Edgar was incredible. We were proud of him, and yet we hated his guts. Edgar was incredible. Edgar, well, you know, I'm repeating myself already, but god damn it, go with it. Edgar was that kind of guy. Edgar was more than flesh. Edgar was like, I don't know, he was like a big bridge upon which mud was poured. He could swear in the word. Tremendous skills. This man, I don't know, I don't even know how to use words. Just thinking about Edgar, I get chills. No doubt about it. Edgar was more than human. Edgar was more than human. Edgar used to hide things under the flaps of his skin. And he would give people $5 to find them. People found it was disgusting and rude, but I was fascinated because Edgar just knew it all. After it rained, Edgar would shave the tires of his car. He said this would prevent moss buildup. Edgar was really crazy. Edgar, Lord love Edgar. I'm trying to remember the first time I met Edgar. I got another guy. They came in really strange. But it's like we've always known. It's like Edgar lived inside our house. I know, of course. Edgar was more than Edgar was a golden human. That's right. As a robot, but without the rug. He was a human. Edgar. Oh, damn you, Edgar. Where I was. Back to talk to him. We could hear him talking to us as he carried his limestone. I was there at Stillwater's when Edgar fell in and fired his swear on the road. It was a magical moment. It was incredible.
I folded my arms and walked.
You know, he actually won prizes, several county fairs for this film. Edgar wasn't perfect. He was far from perfect. In fact, one of his worst traits was that he would sell crack to unborn babies in his children.
Just one wood.
Though it wasn't commonly known, Edgar had the largest crack practice in northern New Hampshire. At the bottom of the crack house. It was incredible. He would wear the like a hundred. He would bring up this huge pure, unbroken sometimes he would make it. I remember he really worked hard on this one project. Life-size McDonald's. He worked crack. It was incredible. But it rained. Oh.
thing.